Alright, so hey there YouTube. This video is about my motorized bike. It's devoted to aHeManWomenHater on YouTube. He asked a question where, how did I mount the engine without welding and do all that stuff? So, well, for everyone else too, so, some ideas. One of the questions he did ask that was specific was how to mount the engine. And really, it was actually not that hard. What I did is, you can see here, I just got this giant, well, not really giant, but a little piece of bed frame. Just a standard piece of bed frame. Don't have any places. And what I did is I drilled a hole there, and then I cut a little notch from there, from there to the back. So that way the bar could fit inside there, and I just laid it rest up against there. And then the other side is basically same. And that'll focus from there to there. Just cut it a little notch. Technically, you didn't really need that one. You could even cut it a little bit bigger. And then on the bottom, I don't know if I could show you this, but right there, I just drilled 2 holes in the thing that would fit through it. And this engine is actually perfect because it has mounting holes on the bottom, right there. So it actually just mounts right up into the engine itself. And really, this thing was set to go. The reason why I did it near the clutch belt like that instead of the back one that's over there is because all the force is brought over here from the chain pulling down, or it pulling itself down when the chain rotates. So that's how I did the engine. Oh, and there's a little bar right there, and that just connects simply up into there. It just bolts into the frame. And that thing is really solid. I'm like, yeah, it wiggles a little bit. It's not like a lot where it brings the chain off. So that's that. And then just the exhaust is over there, all that stuff. You gotta fix the back thing. Now, I did do welding. Oh, yeah, I did do welding on this. The welding I did was right there. Yes, I did that myself. I know it looks like crap. The other side's a little better. But I just got a welder, so I figured this is a perfect opportunity to try it. And this bike does have front shocks right here. They're okay. They're not the best in the world. And it has back shock. Now, I'm not really going to tell you how I did it back there, that hole inside, because that's my secret. But I will give you this. I used a threaded rod and just ball bearings. And then basically, the threaded rod was here. I had a ball bearing over here and another ball bearing over here. And that's how I put that inside there. And you got to figure out a way to hold it in place completely. That's what I did. I'm not going to give you any more details on that because it's my secret. Only one other person knows how I did this. And then basically attached to, I think this is 1/4 inch, and that's 1/2 inch back there. From there to there, attached to one. And that was just the chain and a little tensioner. Doesn't really do much. I'm not trying to get dirty. And just bolts, strong. Same with the other side, right there. And I think the gear ratio is like 9-to-1 or something of the sorts, which means the engine turns 9 times while that back gear turns once. Now these are really aggressive tires too, and so it adds a lot of stuff on it. And I added a disc brake in the front. I built that myself. And then this back piece right here is a 30-tooth cassette gear that I just bought. It was like $30 or so. So that wasn't that bad. I'm gonna show you underneath here. Just, I see the other, where is it? The other gear right there, exhaust tip. That's the only welding I did on this bike. I did no other welds. And that's because I tried it without doing welds, but there's just way too much torque on it. As soon as you hit the throttle, or go up a hill while hitting the throttle pretty hard, it just shreds itself apart. So I'm like, alright, well, I kind of have to do it. And then, yeah, just have my front brake right here. Just this brake for the record. Speedometer, kill switch, which is kind of broken. I have a key that goes in there. My shifter. Oh, by doing this, allowing it from go to there, to there, to there, back to there, I can use all 7 gears. So I'm not just chained to one gear. So I got about 50 miles an hour out of 4th gear or something like that. I was kind of scared to go faster because then you realize you're on a bicycle. But anyway, that's about how fast I got. Yeah, so that's my shifter. Shift up, shift down, and then twist the throttle. Now, the way I did this engine is that it's cool because you could take it off no problem and it'll go back in the same exact spot. There's no worrying about having to go back in the wrong place or anything like that. So that works out really well. And then 2, it's always like if you wanted to strap a new bigger engine on there or you have a problem with the engine, you can take it off. It's very simple. And the clutch just pops right off too. I don't need to worry about taking the whole engine off to get the clutch off. So all that is just good in a way since I didn't weld it. What I could have done though is just basically do a little tack weld there, a tack weld there, and a tack weld up there. And that'll hold it really strong, but that'll also keep it to a point where I can just take a hammer and go boom, and it'll loosen up for me. So the only thing I got to do right now is just for this fix these pegs because they're horrible, and then paint it. It's just gonna be basically that colored black. It's gonna look pretty cool, pretty nice. Painting's coming this summer sometime. I don't know. I'm kind of lazy right now, so. Yeah. So, like I said, there's the little pictures. Just the way it is hooked up. Same with the back over there. Right, this side. Right there. That's everything in the back is all the same. The only difference is this up here. I show that. I see I welded that right there too. So I welded that. It basically just comes around. Alright, well, you know what? If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask. I will not give away the secret I did for that. That took me so long to get an idea on how to do it without welding it. Other than those, like the welds right there is just basically holding the sprocket on so it won't strip the rod. It's not holding anything in place or anything really. Because if I took that weld off, I could take the sprocket off, and then the spindle inside won't come out. I'm sorry, not the spindle, the shaft. And this design is actually really strong. I've done pretty high jumps on this thing. Like jumps to a point where they're like, the ground's right there. I got about that high with it. Which is pretty darn high. Say about 3 feet for a motorized bicycle that I built. Yeah. So now what I recommend for you is instead of doing a shock bike, because the reason why I did a shock bike is because the shock was back here, which means from here down to there, all this doesn't move at all. The only thing that moves is from here to here. That's what made it so perfect, because the engine doesn't move. That's why I chose this. But if it's your first bike, I would definitely just do a regular mountain bike. See, you can't really see it, but the one that's right there, just do one of those kind of bikes. It'll work perfectly. Alright, well, that's about it. Any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask. I'm always here. Thanks for watching.